Hi there, and welcome to BSF Recovery Team. Today, I want to share with you a ritual that some of my fellow club members engage in after our big Memorial Off-Road event weekend. To understand the ritual, I first have to tell you about a club member by the nickname of Mad Jack, who was quite fond of a certain black-labeled square bottle of whiskey. Jack was not an angry fellow at all. In fact, he was a mechanic that spent most of his time helping fellow club members fix their trail trucks rather than fixing his own. In fact, Jack's trail truck ended up getting towed back to camp more times than any one person can remember. Alright, now we'll get back to the ritual. After Memorial Weekend was finally over and the club members got a chance to go out and play on the trails themselves, Jack would always want to head out to a hill called Digger. Digger is a long, steep sand hill, and more often than not, Jack's trail rig would not survive long enough to make it to Digger, and would have to get towed back to camp. Jack passed away some years ago now, and you guessed it, the tradition is, after the long Memorial Weekend, for all the club members to pack up in any trail rig that's still running and make one last speed run out to Digger. Now, for the funny part of this past year's traditional run out to Digger. Scuba was making the run out to Digger in his wrecker. So, he borrowed his wife Missy's trail Jeep to Marky, whose own trail truck has been broken for several years now, and can't seem to find the time to fix it. Now, the irony of this situation is, Scuba has borrowed Missy's Jeep to Marky before, and Marky has proceeded to break it before. And you guessed it, this time was no different.
Do you know the owners of that Jeep?
I believe that Scuba borrowed that to Marky, and I told him not to try it again, but he didn't listen. But what can you do? It's Marky.
Scuba had already headed back to camp in his own wrecker, so I proceeded to hook onto Missy's Jeep and tow it and Marky back to camp. As I was traveling back to camp, I'd wondered who had inherited Mad Jack's bad luck. Was it Marky, who was now building a reputation for breaking other people's trail rigs? Or is it Scuba, who now has to spend time fixing trail rigs that he hasn't broken? I guess only time will tell.
Hey, Scuba!
We found this out on the trail.
Does it belong to you? No. No? One over there.
Does this belong to you? Nope, don't know who owns it.
Well, thanks for listening to my long-winded story about Mad Jack and the traditional trail run out to Digger. Keep wheeling, stay safe, and maybe we'll see you out there in the woods.